Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Safely on the dance floor.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Well, the fourth hole looks like it's going to claim another victim.
Just a couple of feet. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Let's go over to the fifth hole. With a key stretch of holes ahead, our featured golfer really has struggled in the early going, Frank.
Yeah, a few mistakes out there, unforced errors you might want to say. So really, attention to detail should be the concern right now.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Second shot, good look at the green. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, I thought that was in. Clean this up with a tap. Two over for the day. Par 4 sixth, and Frank, a couple of options here.
Yeah, a hole that bends to the left. A draw is the preferred shot off the tee. The longer hitters will have a big advantage. They'll be able to get it down there and just have a pitch or a short wedge into this. If you're not, that long, then you're going to have to lay it back short of those bunkers. That's going to leave a lengthy second shot.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy. Featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
Birdie try up next. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance. You'd like that one again.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
Par bid here. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, the par 4 8th, this is a good hole.
It is. A dogleg to the left forces the player to go out the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front. Unless there's a flag position in the front, you're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green. Otherwise, that ball is going to run towards the front.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. Pretty good shot right there. "14 feet to the hole.
Good read, good line, well played.
Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. One bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. One over for the day. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular site for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Headed for the bunker? That one is in the bunker. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. This one measures 130 yards. That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Pretty good effort right there. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Don't leave it short. Wow. Frank, you know full well this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Teed up here at the par 4 second. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
This hole has been lengthened in 2014, some 30-plus yards. Bunkering down the right has also changed, making this drive a little bit more important now. You can't just blaze away over the hill. Green also changed with the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side.
Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee. Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or 2 more. Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. All right, so green side bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really, you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Boy, that hurts right there, Frank.
Yeah, he's got to knuckle down now, though, because, you know, we've seen it before, Rich. Your 2 putts turn into 3, 4. So make sure you can limit the damage here.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Now on to the third, first par 5 on the course here at TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah, the length of the hole hasn't really changed. Used to be 2 fairway bunkers down the left, now there's only 1. Still a hazard that runs down the right side. A strategic hold if you can't make this par 5 and 2 in a brand new green that has been completely changed.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Locked in on the read and the speed. Kind of a tricky read. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Here now at the par 3 fourth. Frank, what's the setup here?
Plays a little downhill, so it won't play its full 180 yards. You can perhaps take 1 club off the decision off the tee. The green, as you can see now, is a little wider than what it was deep. The bunkering, though, is certainly excellent there. A little pop bunker on the right side, 1 there if you come up a little short, and there's another one on the left side should you pull your tee shot.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's at sneaky distance.
So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Just a couple of feet. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make. Well, early exit for one of what I thought Rich was going to be the favorite, but their week's over.
Numbers don't lie in this case, in this sport, and now a missed cut. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Picking it up live down at the 10th. Been a steady performance so far early in this first round, but at some point, Frank, they need to take steady to spectacular.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rich, and really sooner rather than later, that's for sure. But, yeah, steady becomes boring if it stays on for too long.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's going to find the target.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That was not a very good read right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
So they'll tap in. Frank, this is just an embarrassing performance.
There's no crying in golf, Rich.
Now to the 11th with water left, bunkers on the right. Frank, what's the key here?
Well, too often people just look at the scorecard and they go, well, it's over 400 yards, I have to hit driver. You don't have to hit driver at 11. Something in the fairway just short of that second bunker. And it sits up, 6 or a 7 on.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. That is an excellent play right there. The approach giving him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
He needs this or par. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Teeing it up here on the 12th, 574-yard par 5, Frank.
Another one that's reachable, obviously long and straight. That rough down the right side, though, is normally very thick. Avoid the 2 bunkers, lots of contours and undulations around this green.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, that's how it's done. The approach shot is within 10 feet and another good look. So with a make, moves to even par. Par 4 13th, Frank, you've played it on a number of occasions. How do you attack this hole?
Really one of the shortest on the golf course, but this is a fool's paradise here. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. I'm loving that balance.
Good contact, good result. Frank, this is still a mind blower to me. Tiger won the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill 4 times in a row from 2000 to 03. You played the game at the highest level. How hard is that?
It's almost unimaginable to Rich because, Bay Hill changes each and every year when they have the tournament. But there was always also the look of resignation of the other players. There's never really been a golf course that really suits Tiger Woods any better. Hits the ball a long way, he hits it high, greens are firm and fast. It's just built for him. And not only has he won it 4 times in a row, it's 8 total now.
Frank going for 2 in a row now. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Its second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We're at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge in Orlando, Florida, site of one of the PGA Tour's premier stops, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Always attracting a great field, and through the years it has been the scene of just some championship play from one guy in particular.
Tiger Woods has won there an incredible 8 times.
14th hole, Frank, more than 200 yards, par 3. This is no picnic.
No, it plays a little longer than that too, slightly uphill. You've got to carry the ball onto the front of the screen. It will not run up.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think, you just ride a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
And getting ready for the putt. And he makes it for par. Now at the 15th, big dogleg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 15?
Anytime the flag's on the front, Rich, it's basically green light special. When the flag starts to get pushed towards that back area of that green, it starts to get narrower and narrower and narrower. And that's where you've got to be a little careful.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks. Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. And here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. These putts keep the round together. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt.
Even par, currently.
Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. This case of anything that could go wrong, not just probably, it did.
The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. That ball is lost in the water. So the previous shot into the drink. This now the 4th shot. So Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Has his par. Frank, par 3 17. Daunting shot. What are you thinking as you step onto this tee?
Just make 3. 2 is a huge bonus. Take 3 in a heartbeat.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
You know, Tiger was born on the same day as LeBron James, December 30th. And he's had his share of slam dunks, especially on the 18th hole here at Bay Hill.
Yeah, he's just a perfect fit for the golf course. You'd think every now and again he fears left, but he doesn't fear left at Bay Hill. We've seen his best golf over the years, over the last 15 or so years. To win there 8 times, nobody's come close to that. Ernie Els, one of the great players in the world, has won it twice.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
He'll need to be strong with this. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact, first and foremost, that you're not going to get clean contacts. You have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly. Because very rarely will it come out the normal distance of what you hit on the fairway. So if it's a little thin and wispy, chances are it might fly. If it's nestled down, you're going to have to take at least another club.
Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. ...2008, Frank, Tiger made that 25-foot putt right here at the 18th. Final round to beat Bart Bryant by a shot. Then again, for a second straight year, he birdied this hole to defeat Sean O'Hare.
Yeah, he's had a similar putt there at least 3 or 4 times, actually, to win the event. And he's been one of the few players to read it correctly.